Wuthering Waves officially releases for everybody in just a couple of hours, and a lot of you have been doing the thing that all gacha players do. Who do I reroll for? And in today's video, I'm going to do my best to give you a brief explanation for all types of players on who you probably should reroll for, because like, why would you want to start the game with a character you don't like? Yo, dog, can I borrow a piece of... Hey, is that Internet Explorer? Ew! Nah, fam, you're dead, Crody. You better ditch that loser and get with the winner like Opera GX. Oh, and by the way, thank you Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. Opera GX offers you almost anything that you could think of, at least that I would need, so I'm assuming you need it too. From customization to extensions to even... Wait a minute. Since when did Opera GX get Genshin mods? Nani? Hey, yo, was that baby girl Nilu? Oh, I'm putting that on right now. Opera GX even has native features that I love using all the time. One of my favorites being the video pop-out feature, which I love using whenever I'm looking for research to make the videos you like watching, but I don't want to stop watching what I'm watching. And for my AI lovers, Opera GX now has ChatSonic, ChatGPT, and Aria AI all available in this sidebar function. And if you're worried about changing from your previous browser to the new browser, don't. Opera has an excellent import tool that makes things quick and easy. Now everybody say thank you to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. For those that may be a little confused, let me briefly explain the benefits of selectively starting your account, right? Rerolling for the character that you want and then going from there. Number one, with proper selecting or proper selective selecting, all that kind of fun stuff, you can lock down your 2 guaranteed 5-star characters for the strongest team at $0, meaning for my paid for players, you can save your money for the limited banner or the next limited character banner because you would get everything that you want for free by starting off the game very strong with the characters that you want for free. I think it's pretty obvious for my free-to-play players that I just said the same thing for the spenders, and I'm going to say the same thing to you. Like, you guys could just save for the limited banner and you get everything that you want for free. But let me take it a step further. What this allows you to do is immediately invest into your account without wasting any premium resources. Thanks to Rivenus for this information for all of us to be able to use and look into. Going from level 1 to level 20 is okay. You can do that as a character. It's fine, whatever, not really wasting a lot of resources. But then going from 20 to 70 is huge. It's like a 40-something% resource dump. Going from 70 to 80 is another 31%, roughly speaking. And then going from 80 to 90 cost more than it would for you to go to level 1 to level 60. So if that doesn't tell you that you don't want to waste time leveling up a bunch of characters that you have no intention of fully playing, I don't know what does. So now that you know why you would want to selectively start or reroll on an account to get whatever character you're looking for, let me briefly explain what these characters do and why they would be worth rerolling for. Kakarot, aka Kalturo, is possibly the highest damage potential early and late game. He's definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest early game, and he will be one of the strongest late game being by the time you reach in-game content and you can start playing with these characters fully or halfway kitted out, so on and so forth. His kit is easy. He has a low skill floor and a high skill ceiling. That means he's easy to play with a lot of potential on the board to reach the top. And building a team for him early game that will carry you to late game is also pretty damn easy. Kakarot, Mortify, and Baiji. I would include Verena in that, but I'm trying to stick to the whole like you wouldn't have that character yet. So we're going to use Baiji because she's free. Mortify, you can pull for that. Because honestly, I don't remember if I got Mortify for free or not, but you do still get Kakarot because that's who you're going to be rerolling for. And for the boys that want Yin-Lin or the mommies that want Yin-Lin, then that's her best DPS character. Like they're peanut butter and jelly, dog. Come on. Next up is going to be Encore, and these are my type of players. You like high execution. You like punishing yourself in game, but you like being rewarded for it. And that reward is one of the highest damage potentials late game. Encore has a high skill floor and a high skill ceiling. So, I mean, like if you're into that, then by all means, because like I'm into that. She's strong early game, but a little weaker than the other cast members early game simply because of the high execution required to make this character fully function. And I guess the same thing could be said about Danjin, because everyone's telling you that Danjin is going to be this amazing character, but no one's telling you that Danjin requires a high risk, high reward playstyle, and most gacha game players just don't have the capability of doing that. So if you're a high execution player, then Encore is for you because she's busted as fuck. Next is Jianshin, which is going to be your arrow tank, your gauntlet user. She's pretty much a jack of all trades type of character if you play her correctly. correctly, you don't die. And if you play her correctly, you eventually will take out whatever it is that you're trying to fight. I say eventually because she has a high skill floor and a medium ceiling. Her attacks are very slow, at least the attacks that count. She consumes a lot of fill time, therefore placing her in the category of main DPS or sub DPS, and sub DPS is not the best for her due to the fact she consumes a lot of fill time. This is the character that you're going to be seeing getting promoted a lot for solo gameplay because truth be told, she doesn't need anyone else. She provides her own shielding, she heals herself, she buffs ultimates, which technically you have to swap out for that buff to happen, so you probably do need somebody else on the team to get that, but whatever. She has crowd control and she parries on her own on top of the game's parry mechanic, thus granting her a high skill floor and a medium ceiling. However, take everything that I said with a grain of salt because Janshin is guaranteed, or rather confirmed, getting a rework or a buff. We don't know which one it is yet. They didn't say specifically which one it is yet. They just mentioned both. So once she fully releases in a couple hours, we will know. Not me though, because I probably won't pull her. That'd be crazy if I ended up getting her as my beginner. I'll start over. Next up is going to be Ling Yang, which is going to be your simple glacial DPS character with fast attacks. And for my fighting game players, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. Ling Yang has the potential to have iframes built into his dashes. He does this thing with his forte skill, which forte skill is basically your hidden ability. There's a bar at the bottom of the screen right above your character's HP that when this bar fills up or gets to a certain point, depending on your character, you unlock abilities that you would otherwise not have access to. In Ling Yang's case, he is able to jump into the air, drums appear out of nowhere, and then he bounces between drum to drum while beating the crap out of whatever's in between said drums. It kind of feels like a cage in a way, because every time I see it, I've never seen the enemy actually leave the premise of the drums. So I really don't know, but he's potentially a sleeper DPS if these FGC mechanics apply, those in question being whether or not the dashes have full invulnerability. They do, and he somehow traps you during the drum thing, that automatically makes him one of the better DPS characters that people are not paying attention to. Ling Yang has a low skill floor and a mid skill ceiling until proven otherwise. Lastly will be Verino, which is unanimously the character that you probably hear the most being talked about. It's either 50-50, no one wants her because they hate her and they hate her design, or everybody wants her because she's the best support in the game and blah, 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 blah. Why is she the best support in the game? Verina is the best healer and team-wide buffer in the game, which you will hear this term quite frequently, indirect buffer. An indirect buffer is a team buffer in Wuthering Waves. That means she buffs the entire team for X period of time. She has low on-field time, which is huge for characters in this game because you want to be on your DPS character doing damage as much as possible. You do not want to be on the character not doing the damage, i.e. Verina, because she's only there to heal and buff. Got an auto revive on a 10-minute cooldown. She has absurd heals. She gives a 15 to 30% damage boost on her outro skill depending on if you kit her right, and she works in literally every team. So of course, early game, Verina's kind of like that, I don't want to call her the Chi-Chi of the game because I don't think she's the Chi-Chi, but I expect the same thing to happen. Everybody gassed up Chi-Chi and now we're here. Everybody gassed up Bailu and Star Rail and now we're here. Do with that information what you will. So I can finally answer the question, after all that information, who do I think is the best to pull for or to reroll for and why? Me personally, I believe you should reroll for your DPS character. That's what I'm gonna do. I have a whole plan that I'm gonna make for doing that, but the reason I say that you should pull your DPS character for the reroll is for two simple reasons. One, if in the event someone tells you to reroll for Verina and then patch later that we get a Nuki Jianshi comes out and then Verina is no longer the best support in the game for whatever reason, or we get a limited character in a month and Verina is no longer the best support in the game. Baiji comes out with a crazy crack kit and someone finds out some secret information about her and now she's the best healer in the game. E6 Baiji is the best healer in the game or the best buffer in the game. You don't need Verina. You just don't need Verina. If you don't get hit, because that's kind of how these games work, right? Don't get hit, don't take damage. I don't need Verina, but granted the outro skill is huge, so I get it. I do. But there's a lot of things that go into pulling a support character for your reroll, and you don't know if the support character is going to last X period of time. Second reason, and this is the most important reason, I want to play with damage. I want to do big dick numbers. I want to see big dick damage all over the screen when I'm playing these characters. Why would I pick up Verina as my reroll character when I could just grab her from the guaranteed banner? That's what I was explaining earlier. We have confirmation as a guaranteed banner thanks to the live stream at 80 pulls, right? So the 80 pity that you're going to get after the novice banner. I would reroll for the DPS character so that I can enjoy my long period of time, anywhere between 2 weeks to 45 days of playing the game before hitting the 80 pity. Because hitting 80 pity is a lot. And unless you're grinding for the game or grinding for that character, you gotta get really lucky to get it early. I would rather have fun now and then get my support later than play with a support character and then get my DPS later. So you can pick whatever DPS character you want or whatever character you want. But if I had to give you an order, then if you're a min-maxer slash optimizer, I would say grab Outro or Encore. And of course, Encore is specifically for the high execution players because I know her damage is busted as fuck. Outro because the best DPS unit or team in the game as of right now and CBT2 will be Kakarot and Yenlin. And that's for the foreseeable future. But if you don't care about that and you plan on maining a 4-star character like Sanhua or Donjin or even Tao Chi, then of course, pick up Vrina. That simple. He is the best support in the game as of right now, by far. And she's great for min-maxing and optimized players, but that's it. Hopefully that brief explanation of everything gave you guys a clear understanding of what these characters do, what they're capable of, and what to look out for, what you might be interested in, and why would you want to know what I'm going to do? That doesn't matter. If you like the video, do leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. You will see a lot more Wuthering Waves content popping up on the channel here. I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Smell you later.